You will watch this film, and you will like it.
I mean, it's no big deal, man. You know, what you get excited for? Calm down. Calm down, John. Just calm down. Listen to the woman, John. Calm down, John. Just calm down.
Oh, Hamlet, 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 Hamlet. The vampire army has taken the city. Oh, my God, Hamlet. I just saw a fucking vampire. It bit me right in the neck. Oh, no. Save yourself, Hamlet. Shit! Oh no! Hamlet, turn around! He turned into a vampire! He's gonna bite you! Oh shit! Hamlet! I can't watch this! Hey everybody, I can't watch this!
Well, some of us are trying to.
John, please. Who said that? Which one of y'all dead motherfuckers just said that shit? Was it you, String Bean? You skinny ass looking motherfucker? Turn around and say it again. Turn around and say it again. Turn around and say it again.
Will you please be quiet?
John, that is the President of the United States.
I don't care who it is, he's ruining Hamlet.
Oh, now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. You have fucked up now. Now you fucked up. 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 Now you have fucked up!
Mr. President, will you please be quiet?
Suck my presidential cock, bitch! You fat-ass piece of shit! You tubbalard-looking motherfucker! What? 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 Hey!
What?
What? Huh? I don't know why you're looking up at me, bitch! Play's on stage! I'm not putting on a play up here! I'm trying to be entertained right now!
Mr. President, be quiet.
John, calm down.
Listen to the woman, John. Calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Hey, Acty, stop the play. Acty. Ho, Acty. Hey, ho. I gotta go to the bathroom. I drank too much liquid. Now I gotta piss.
Calm down, guys. Come on. You get all excited for, huh? I mean, jeez. Guys, you are a bunch of extremists. Go read these HuffPo comments on this article, right? Bunch of extremists, you. Oh my God. You're all such extremists, I mean. Calm down. What's your problem? Why are you getting all excited? Huh? What are you getting excited for? I mean, we're just trying to take the fucking firearms away from the last armed people on the planet who could actually oppose the New World Order. I mean, you know, what's the big deal? You getting all excited for, huh? Calm down. Jesus, calm. I mean, and it's, they're like, oh my God, calm down. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, calm down. Why are you raising your voice, Alex? Oh, am I raising my voice? Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you, Lord Anselmo. I love how he bust out Lord Anselmo on his ass. That was beautiful. You know, James is a Southern boy, and you're fucking with the wrong guy. And the kind of responses you get from this entire group of these gun-grabbing lunatics they're just they're completely absurd. I mean, these comments are just ridiculous. Why not? This is what the NRA has been preparing its customers for years. Yes, the NRA has been preparing its customers for a civil war for years. This is the mind of these cowards who are afraid of guns because they think they're going to go bang and shoot them in the foot because they have no idea. Because they can't wrap their tiny, puny little brains around the mechanical operations of the device. They don't understand that it's a tiny portable cannon of a sort, and that it's just a bunch of levers and springs and shit, and they can't be bothered to figure out how it works, right? That would take up valuable, precious time that they need to spend watching Justin Bieber on Dancing with the Kardashians. I mean, here's American Gladiators, America. Here's 50,000 channels of it.
We have figured it out. Go back to bed, America. Your government has figured out how it all transpired. Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here's American Gladiators. Watch this. Shut up. Go back to bed, America. Here's American Gladiators. Here is 56 channels of it. Watch these pituitary retards bang their fucking skulls together and congratulate you on living in the land of freedom. Here you go, America. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
Oh, good. Honey, I heard on the news that they figured out that the gun, what happened is that there is an echo, and that Kennedy was asking Jackie what it was, and that's why his head flew up. Honey, what time's Gladiators on? Are we missing it? Woo!
And the result, after 30, 40 fucking some odd years of 50,000 channels of American Gladiators, is comments like these, you know? And the other end of that is, not only are they a bunch of terrified little lady pantses, you know, oh my god, this is what the NRA has been preparing people for years, oh my god, all these guns, oh my god, our men. Just curl up into a ball and die already. You people your world would not exist without guys like James Yeager. Your world would not fucking exist without guys. Moreover, you know, I mean, James is like, he's a good guy. I mean, he's like teaching people to shoot. He could just be like, you know, I mean, he could be like a highly paid Blackwater merc. He doesn't have to fucking be a good guy, you know? And you people are like shitting in his mouth. Well, James Yeager doesn't want to eat your shit, morons.
I gotta agree with your mom, Brendan. Cursing is a sign of ignorance. Oh, Graf!
Ouch.
Please!
Whoa.
There's no place for cursing in a civilized society, all right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you this because I'm a coach.
No, I know.
You're just a kid.
Yeah.
You can't go around cursing now.
Yeah.
It will end up ruining you when you get older.
Right. But do you think...
What the was that, Ref?
Oh.
Are you taking a Is that what you're doing, or are you making a call? Because if you can make a call, you make a call, but don't take a out there. That's taking a That's taking a in my mouth. And I don't want to eat your you up head.
Wow.
Unless, Brendan.
Yeah.
Unless you know how to do it right.
What do you do?
Obviously.
Yeah. My ears are still ringing.
Yeah. It's called creative use of words.
Right.
It's like poetry.
Yeah.
Like Robert Frost.
Right.
Stopping by the woods.
Right.
On a snowy evening.
Right.
That kind of.
That's good stuff.
But it's my poetry.
Right.
It's the everyday man's poetry.
Yeah, yeah.
All right? Because we can't find good metaphors like the woods.
Yeah.
Or the snow or the horse or that kind of stuff.
Right.
Oh, me, Ref.
Hey, guys.
Eric. Long time no see. Want a donut?
But not only does he have to take it from the fucking left, from the pretend left. This is not the real left. These are not actual liberals. Just as the neocons is not the actual right. He doesn't have to take the piss from the idiot 4chan sheepletards on fucking HuffPo, but he's got to take it from our own fucking community too. Our own community's got to go, oh, you didn't represent me very well. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't fucking represent you very well vis-a-vis the Second Amendment that men died barefoot in the snows of Valley Forge for. I'm sorry. I didn't fucking represent you properly. I apologize for putting shit into the proper context for you, for the rest of you, into the proper historical context. Oh, I fucking apologize. Let me get on my hands and knees and beg your forgiveness for ever deigning to even imagine that I could question whether or not it was okay for tyrants to come and disarm the last free people on the fucking planet who could oppose the New World Order. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't even know how awake James Yeager is, right? But he's got his baseline reckoning. He's got his dead reckoning, you know, and he understands the fucking stakes, and he's probably a student of history to the extent that he knows this is not good. None of this is good. Fucking pack a backpack and load your mags, motherfuckers. I hope that shit is clean. It damn well better be. You know what I mean? That's good stuff. The man has actual balls. He's an actual American.
So, James, what makes you think opening your house to 12-plus guys for every one of your classes, some of whom you've never met before, is a good idea, or that nothing will go wrong?
You know what's funny is the main thing that's been said over the years is, and I was talking to some of the guys about this yesterday, is people saying, what if somebody tried something on your wife or your daughters or whatever the case may be? And those kind of people don't show up to classes, but let's say if one of those guys wandered in here, there are 11 guys that would fucking gut them in the hopes of me giving them some kind of trophy or something like that before it's over with. So I really don't think that would ever happen, but if it did, there's kind of like this built-in security team of guys that would not let anything happen.
So, Mr. Yeager, I noticed when I first got here that there were all kinds of guns
swarthy-looking characters
stuck in between things.
Oh, yeah.
There's stuff in the bathroom.
They're all loaded.
Okay.
There's actually one is unloaded because it's broken.
Okay.
There's even a holster for putting your pistol while you're taking a shit.
Yeah, you should get that on video.
You should get that on camera.
I think there's a knife in the shower, right?
Yeah.
There's a knife in the shower.
But there's a holster for you to have somewhere to put your smoke wagon when you're taking a dump.
Okay. And
film that now because I'm going to take a dump in a minute.
We're classy, you know.
Here's a high-profile guy who'll put his fucking reputation on the line and just throw down and say the shit that the people on the left, again, when I say the left, you have to understand that I'm referring to a bunch of well-meaning idiots who unknowingly serve the New World Order's agenda and whose political affiliations are perceptively aligned with classical liberalism, but in no way actually, impinge upon the structure thereof. And the same is true for the neocons, of course, on the right. The people, and it's very simple. What two groups of people am I talking about? As opposed to you, fine, dear listener. Who am I referring to? I'm referring to the guy down the road who will never wake up. The real problem, the ultimate political weapon, the sheepletards. Okay, and they come in two basic flavors, and I'll give you a very, very simple metric whereby to identify them. Bush voters and Obama voters, who even after their two-term presidencies, both of them. Hello. Unbelievable. They still didn't repudiate, their stances on these two individuals. It's a perfect way to tell. If you're an Obama supporter and you're still an Obama supporter in 2013, you're a fucking moron. You are a captured thrall of the enemy. I just had to throw this in there. Check this out. The one HuffPost blog response is Diane Lawrence. Steroid rage. Oh my God, it's the steroid rages we've all heard so much about. And look at her. Oh, look at her little hat. Oh, she's so cute with her little hat. Oh.
Oh, you boys look so lovely in your little outfits.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Lafitte? Hey, watch me alley.
Oh, I just want to eat you up.
Love the tattoo, Mr. Lafitte.
Look at all your different colored hats.
Clearly gonna pick up an M16 and fight the war, right? Clearly gonna go down a fucking rabbit hole after Charlie. I mean, when I think of the kind of person that's gonna storm the beaches at Normandy, it's, some 60-plus white broad in a fucking sun hat. I mean, I don't know about you, but clearly this woman has the intestinal fortitude and the will and the strength in her sinews to march past her fallen brothers and fucking climb the bluffs and go into a machine gun bunker and stomp some Nazi's guts out. I mean, look at her. I mean, clearly, this is who we need to trust with the future of human civilization. I mean, if there's one person who knows whether or not human beings, the average citizen, should have access to fucking weaponry that puts them on a level playing field with a potentially, hostile enemy military, I mean, clearly, this is it. Take a look at that. I mean, I know it's a really tiny little 34 by 34, but whatever. I mean, this is the sort of person we need to trust, and we need to just get our hat in our hand and we need to bow down and scrape at the foot of people like this, or civilization's just gonna go, oh my god. They still didn't repudiate, their stances on these two individuals. It's a perfect way to tell. If you're an Obama supporter and you're still an Obama supporter in 2013, you're a fucking moron. You are a captured thrall of the enemy. You are a cult member in the New World Order cult, the New World Order blood cult. You are the real, and they are. These are the real. Read these comments on this HuffPo article. These are the real bloodthirsty motherfuckers here. We don't want to hurt nobody. We only want to. We're just saying it's the rattlesnake on the Gadsden flag. Do not tread on me. Okay? I don't want to fight you, but if you're gonna push me, you're gonna get a fucking world of hell. Do you understand? You're gonna get a world of hell that you can't possibly. And the arrogance of these people, they think that the state is all powerful, and they think that the technology that the state has is all powerful. And God knows they've got some kind of weaponized Ebola and deep underground military bases type of strategy. I don't really care. I'm not really. You know what I mean? If we get to a point where there's a bio attack unleashed by the New World Order that wipes out 90+% of the population of the planet, and the only people left is the offspring of David Rockefeller, and a bunch of inbred insane control freaks. That's game over for human civilization as far as I'm concerned, because whatever sort of monstrosity hobbles out of that subterranean underground lair after thousands of years is no longer going to be even remotely anywhere near human. I'm sorry, I'm way off topic. Now, see, this will be, HuffPo will link this video and be like, oh, here's another crazy person, right? He was talking about deep underground military bases. Because the technology doesn't exist, guys. You can't, there aren't giant manufacturing facilities that produce tunnel boring machines, So, I'm an idiot and a crazy person. You know what I mean? And this is why everybody objects to Alex Jones and James Yeager, their candor, if you will. They object. But this is why you've been losing for 70 years, and we got to a place where you have to pay like $40,000 to get a tax stamp to have a machine gun, because you just keep rolling over and letting the New World Order and I guess Satan fuck you in the ass. But if you love Satan cock that much, I suppose there's nothing we can do. And speaking of people who love Satan cock, let's go back to these comments on the Muffington post here, after I pick up my trackball because I'm a clumsy fuck. Imagine Paul Revere riding through the city and saying, turn in your guns. Don't be extremists. Turn in your guns. The British just want to have their way with you. It's not a big deal. Why did Andrew Jackson have a fucking saber lash across his face? Now, maybe I'm in a special position because I really don't have that much to hold on to in life. So I have nothing to lose. So I'm a bit freer. So I'm naturally disposed toward this sort of mentality. But think of what your forefathers laid down. Think of what they risked. Think of them. Don't think of yourselves. Don't think of your children. Think of 10 generations from now. What's the world going to look like? And think of 10 or 20 generations before. What did they want, and where are we going to be? And whether or not you are living up to the fucking requirements that have been placed upon you by the arc of history, or whether or not you're just tuning into the latest fucking stroke job, mainstream media Presstitute bullshit and parroting that around. Papagallo. Joe Salente's father used to turn to him, Papagallo, huh? No better reason for gun control than this guy. He should not be allowed to be near sharp objects, let alone gunpowder. James Yeager is the person this creature is referring to, by the way. The gun makes the man, I guess. Right? You've seen all the commercials and the sitcoms, the way they take the piss out of the man. You've seen the disappearing male. You know about the BPA. You know that it's an estrogen mimicker. You know that you're familiar with a much wider, broader landscape of soft kill, eugenics, bioaccumulation of toxins, the engineering of a soft kill, the disappearing male, BPA, estrogen leak from the plastic, etc., etc. You're familiar with all this, and you're familiar with the perpetually output zeitgeist that says men are bad, you can't be a man, don't be manly. That's another thing. James Yeager just being a man. He's just being a man. You can't be a man though. You can't say anything anymore. If you punch somebody in the mouth, that's assault. You know, our forefathers would duel each other over principles. They would shoot each other, and we can't even fucking talk. You know, James Yeager didn't shoot anybody. You know, but that threat will get you. Oh my God, he threatened to shoot people. Everyone will freak out. Why? Why? Because the government staged 9/11. Because the government staged Sandy Hook. Probably staged Aurora. But we know they staged 9/11. And what was 9/11 all about? 9/11 was about the enabling acts. It was the Reichstag fire. Yeah, I'll fucking slow the short bus down so you people can catch up if I have to. Yada yada yada. I digress. So this is what happens when raging paranoia meets access. I was talking about, you know, the gun makes the man, I guess. User Sam Ellison, 301 fans. I mean, this is this feminized male. This is the biological singularity that goes along with the technological singularity, where man as a construct is being broken down so that he can be cyberized. You know, where our humanity is being destroyed so that we can be turned into good little biological androids, good little carbon units for Globalon. A Borg beehive. I mean, if you can't see the fucking handwriting on the wall, you might want to get your eyes checked. But, you know, go watch any sitcom or any commercial, and the father is a fucking bumbling idiot who can't do anything. And the children go to the socialist, communist indoctrination camps, and then they are taught to go home and write little reports on their parents, you know? And the children are bossing the parents around, and the women are bossing the men around. And then there's all these women in government, and government's all fucked up. I'm not in any way, shape, or form a misogynist, okay? And I love women, and I am very respectful of women and always have been. But even I can see the extent to which women, because they have not had power, are in a position to be perfect fucking puppets and tools of the New World Order, and the empirical data speaks for itself. Not to say that there is any kind of distinguishable actual bias here. I think men and women are equally corruptible. That's the ultimate damning proof, I guess, that I'm trying to get at. Not that, oh look, women are bad. More women in government's not going to work. Although it isn't going to work, and I would argue that women are more susceptible to being hijacked and captured by the enemy. Perhaps not. Perhaps women aren't, and the right women just aren't getting up into political office. You know, again, that's the problem just across the board. But there's no disparity, maybe at some fundamental level, except for the fact that I would say, again, because of the historical paradigm, maybe women are a little bit more easily captured. But the fundamental truth here is that we're men and women. There's no difference. We're both easily captured. We're all human, and we all have our failings. And it's just a question of whether or not the individual is or is not captured, not whether or not they do or do not have a penis. Okay. You have a vagina. That does not make you special. That does not give you some kind of special rights to anything. I mean, anyway, but it does give you some special rights. Like I was always saying with abortion, I get off topic, I don't care, stream of consciousness. We have to identify it. We have to say, okay, look, there are going to be jurisdictions where a woman, a mother, is allowed to murder her child, but we have to understand that that's what's occurring, and we have to be strong enough to accept the legitimization of that act under certain circumstances, and there have to be places where that can be done. And then there also has to be the right for there to be places where that is verboten, where that's taboo and it's not acceptable, and you have to go 6 counties over to get it done, and it's frowned upon, because otherwise how are people supposed to enforce their own mores? You can't. The state cannot step in and tell people to go fuck themselves if the parents, and this is the problem with our society, is that the parents have become peers. But this is not so in the families of the elite, and I've actually written on this subject anyway. I'm getting way off topic. The whole point here is basically you have people who want to take away your guns so that they can shoot you more easily. And they are snarky douchebags who pretend to be fair and pretend to be crunchy and pretend to be liberal so that they can stab you in the fucking liver, okay? And Alex and James aren't having it. And, you know, look at Larry Pratt. I mean, he brilliantly is like, you know, D'Artagnan or some shit, brilliantly with his rapier-like wit turning away all the blows of Pierce Morgan, and Pierce Morgan just sits there and is just a snot-nosed little bitch to him. You know? And that's what that gets you. And 70 years of us playing nice with these fucking bullies and these ideological jihadis has gotten us to a point where you got to pay $40,000 for a tax stamp to have a machine gun because, oh, how dare you try to have some fun. No responsible gun owner is going to take their machine gun and go out and shoot a bunch of people with it. Just, it's not going to fucking happen. The statistics of such crime are ridiculously low. And yet we have to go and maybe partially because it's so damned expensive, you know, and they're so not available. You know, we get, like, we in the gun community, we get your logistical argument, but we also understand that it's absurd on a fundamental level because you can kill, the FBI statistics say it all. You can kill people with blunt objects. More people can kill with blunt objects than rifles. What are you going to do, ban pointy sticks, you fucking retards? I mean, but let's talk about these retards. Let's go back to the comments. Let's go back to the comments here. Let's go back to the comments to talk about these retards. So this is what happens when raging paranoia meets access to weapons. I keep jumping back because every time I read that, I think about the previous comment, and it makes me think about how you're not allowed to be a man anymore, and then society's fucked up, and people can't see the correlation. Maybe it's because there are no fathers. Maybe it's because there's no men. Maybe it's because there's no leaders. Maybe it's because a tiny handful of cowardly, weak people have stolen the world through fraud and deception, and they don't want any actual men to rise up and challenge them. So they demonize the very type man to the extent that they would even turn us all into sexless, asexual biological androids just to make sure nobody ever rises up to challenge them. I don't know. Maybe, perhaps. It's a possibility. So, but again, the empirical evidence speaks for itself. A lot of the time, you have the 65-year-old man in the casino chasing out the two robbers with a little .22 pistol. You know, you have the little boy defending his sister recently with the AR-15. You know, and the baseline metrics are very clear that responsible gun owners are not taking their guns out and shooting people with them. So James Yeager can talk all the shit he wants. James Yeager's not out fucking murdering people. He's not out shooting people with his guns unless he's getting paid to do it. Right? And he gets well paid because he knows what the fuck he's doing. I don't even know. It's just because you're not allowed to be a man. The 6-year-old kid who got suspended or expelled because he pointed his finger at someone and said, "Pow." You remember, there was a time in America when shows like Have Gun Will Travel and Gunsmoke and shit were on the air, and the country was not full of giant, gaping pussies. This town is like one giant pussy, man, just waiting to get fucked. Now, what is my point? What is my overarching thesis here? I just want to defend, I just want to attack these idiots. I'll just try to forget about how you're not allowed to be a man. It just pisses me off, and it should. And we'll just move on with the comments. Incoherent garbage, you know, again, democracy, two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner, people who don't even understand what a fucking republic is, who nevertheless think that they are in a position of authority to make determinations about the structure and nature of that republic. They don't even know what a fucking republic is. They can't even differentiate. They're so demoralized, again, Griffin Bezmenov interview, direct reference. They're so demoralized, they can't even tell the difference between democracy. I always cringe when I hear Nigel Farage, whom I respect greatly, using the word democracy like it's a good thing. Or people, just anyone who uses and just is oblivious to the, I digress. Either you'll get that or you won't. If you get it, good for you. You're awesome. If you don't understand the difference, you're a fucking moron. Look into it. Okay? Again, a democracy is two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. And in a republic, you have rule of law and not rule by men. Well, look at the institutions and the corrupt judiciary and the Supreme Court packed with, illegal aliens and old white Republicans who hate you, and just a whole bunch of terrible people, really, who don't give a rat's ass about you and are just basically New World Order hatchetmen themselves. The whole SCOTUS. Every president since Kennedy. That's why they whacked him. He's just a puppet. Congress is hijacked by countless henchmen. The electorate's so stupid and politically desensitized that they don't even care about political organization anymore, and it's taboo. And the HuffPo people are the worst. The lefties are the worst because they're just like, let's go protester. Let's have a drum circle. Let's do completely ineffective stuff and pretend it's highly effective. I'm a gamer, dude. I'm a gamer. You know what I mean? Life's an RTS. Life is a game. Sounds to me like a threat against the president, says Uncle Rico. Time for a visit from the Secret Service. And it feels good. Oh god, it feels sexy. I'm part of the power structure. I like to rat on people. I'm gonna narc on people, and I'm gonna get off on it when the men in black ski masks come with the sound cannon and the drones to get the people I disagree with on the basis of my own preconceived notions. But I'm liberal. I'm liberal and crunchy, and I care about humanity, and I'm a humanist. But kill that motherfucker because I'm misconstruing what he said on purpose. Even though he came out immediately after and went, "Man, I'm sorry, I was angry, guys." But at the same time, try to understand what I'm saying. James Yeager, to his credit. Philly Man says, Uncle Rico, by the way, 631 fans. 631 other morons lining up to listen to what that fucking jackass says. I was one of them, 741 fans. So stop your talking and start your revolution. The result will be that we won't have to deal with you anymore. See, no, they are. What do you think Northcom is for, dummies? They've been. We all know that they've been pushing us into a corner. You think we can't tell that we've been being backed into a fucking corner for 30, 40 years? Like, we saw Waco happen. We saw them burn a church full of people. We saw Ruby Ridge. We saw the feds just wax this dude's kid on purpose in order to make a point, in order to be like, yeah, let's start the New World Order and start taking their guns. Yeah, let's stage OKC. We'll fucking have somebody in Langley or whatever write, the Turner Diaries, and then we'll conflate a bunch of idiot, white patsies and useful idiots, useful right-wing radical idiots that have been, again, created. And this is why the government will sponsor any kind of opposition as long as it's radical, so that it's chaos, because it's all about ordo ab chaos. So it's all about this is what blows me away. Like, people will go and they'll look at some political decision and they'll go, boy, those politicians are stupid, aren't they? They're not stupid. It's like people, Bernanke, perfect example. People are like, that Bernanke is so stupid. He's not stupid, guys. He's carrying out an agenda. It looks stupid. It looks absurd, unless you understand that the whole point is to create chaos and to destroy things so that they can be mopped up and so that power can be centralized. If you look at it from a wider perspective that takes that into account, makes perfect sense. You realize Bernanke et al., Draghi, whomever the fuck we're talking about, they're just, compartmentalized triggermen who are there in their job at that level to implement the script, to compile the code that they're being fed. And the code is, here's where we're at in the agenda. What do we need to do? They want to round you up and kill you. Gun owners. They want to round you up and kill you. But they can't because you're armed. So they have to take your guns. And I'm speaking specifically to Americans. You are the last armed, somewhat free. I know it's to call this state of affairs freedom is a mockery of everything that those men And I was talking about Valley Forge. I mean, we talk about the heroes of the revolution. We don't talk about all the nameless men, mostly men, who died. Nameless and unnumbered, down to orcus unsung, uncounted and unloved. We don't talk about the nameless, faceless soldiers who all die and who are just as human and just as much a snowflake as the rest of us. So I get all pissed off and I forget what I'm thinking about. I'm a passionate fellow. What a bagger. He's a teabagger. Make some kind of gay joke, some kind of sex act joke. I love that. We're fair. We're fair, unlike Fox News, which pretends to be fair and balanced, and they are. It's a pretend fair and balanced. But then the left is like, we're fair. See, like you create the gallery of intrigues. You create a fake left. You create a fake right, and you have them fight each other, and this distracts people, and it's very effective. And then if Martin Luther King or somebody comes along, you whack them and blame it on a lone gunman. Like they whacked the FPS Russia producer. Terrible. It's terrifying. I read these comments and it's just terrifying. And I realize, again, the ultimate political weapon is an electorate so dumbed down, so gelded, so culturally destroyed, so culturally reprogrammed as good little carbon units and New World Order, lapdogs, that they will knowingly, willingly, not only will they knowingly and willingly continue to vote for their own enslavement, but they'll also attack anyone who's trying to break them out of prison. He's a threat to this country and should be locked up. He's nuts. He makes a great case for gun control. And again, this is the whole meme. And they're going to act like we don't understand that they're trying. Again, they're just backing us into a corner, and they're going to pretend like we don't understand that they're backing us into a corner. A lot of people try to do that with Alex Jones. They're like, oh, look at how crazy he got. That's exactly what the enemy wanted him to do. He played right into their hands. No, he would have been playing right into their hands if he just sat there and was like, yeah, okay, no, I guess you're right, Pierce. Oh, yeah, well, here's my argument. Here's my points, but oh, yeah, I guess, No, this is why Ron Paul failed. Sorry, I love Ron Paul, but there it is. That's why Ron Paul failed. You cannot capitulate with terrorists. These people are ideological jihadis. You can't play nice with Pierce Morgan. You got to put your finger in his fucking face and say, you're a New World Order hatchet man, Pierce, and we see you. It doesn't matter how many brain-dead idiots you get to lovingly give up their guns and bend over. We are not going away. We're not going to shut up. And if you try to fucking take us down, it's going to get really ugly. Really fucking ugly. And you damn well know it, so don't fucking try it. Do not tread on me. There is terrifyingly little in the enemy's character I find redeeming. And it makes me want to quote Ben Franklin and speak of the nature of the rattlesnake as the perfect symbol of America. I recollected that her eye excelled in brightness, that of any other animal, and that she has no eyelids. She is, eternally vigilant. She may therefore be esteemed an emblem of vigilance. She never begins an attack, nor, when once engaged, ever surrenders. She is therefore an emblem of magnanimity and true courage. As if anxious to prevent all pretensions of quarreling with her, the weapons with which nature has furnished her she conceals in the roof of her very mouth, so that, to those who are unacquainted with her, she appears to be a most defenseless creature, and even when those weapons are shown and extended for defense, they appear weak and contemptible. But their wounds, however small, are decisive and fatal. Conscious of this, she never wounds till she has generously given notice, even to her enemy, and cautioned him against the dangers of treading upon her. Was I wrong, sir, in thinking this a strong picture of the temper and conduct of America? The poison of her teeth is the necessary means of digesting her food. The poison of her teeth. Do you understand what Benjamin Franklin is fucking saying, people? The poison of her teeth is the necessary means of digesting her food. We must feed upon these hatchet men. This is the fire in which we are tempered. And if we, like some unhoned steel, refuse the fires of the forge, our destiny is assured. I must say to you in all earnestness, our destiny is assured. We will hang separately. And at the same time, is certain destruction to her enemies, the poison of her teeth. This may be understood to intimate that those things which are destructive to our enemies may be to us not only harmless, but absolutely necessary to our existence. I confess, I was wholly at a loss what to make of the rattles, till I went back and counted them and found them just 13, exactly the number of the colonies united in America. And I recollected, too, that never mind the... Okay, obviously Ben Franklin is acquainted with the occult, but let's not be too distracted, and let's remember that occult knowledge, in its very essence, can be used either for good or for evil, and that one of the greatest instances of hoisting the enemy on their own petard is to utilize the same means and modes to undo them that they have used to enslave us. Okay? This may be understood, and this applies to the general symbology of the snake here as well. Obviously, it's much more rich if you read the entire document here, and you've studied the matter thoroughly. But you must not be dissuaded by the idea that they're mixing these concepts in, and these equations and these formulas in, because what they are doing is they are unmasking the enemy. Do not be confused and think that these men are the enemy. Do not be confused by Ben Franklin. Do not be confused by the Hellfire Club. Do not be confused. Judge the tree by its fruits, and understand the more fundamental war that is taking place. It is a war for the sanctity of ideas. I confess I was wholly at a loss what to make of the rattles, till I went back and counted them, and found them just 13. Exactly the number of the colonies united in America. And I recollected, too, that this was the only part of the snake which increased in numbers. Perhaps it might be only fancy, but I conceded that the painter had shown a half-formed additional rattle, which I suppose may have been intended to represent the province of Canada. 'Tis curious and amazing to... By the way, why don't we beat the New World Order to the punch on the North American Union thing? Obviously, look at the European Union. Look at how it started in the Coal and Steel Trading Consortium. They hoodwinked the entire fucking continent, people. Wake up. Look at Farage and UKIP trying to fight this uphill battle. It's like Sisyphus trying to fucking roll a rock uphill. Come on, people. You know, he goes on... They get UKIP on TV, but just do the same thing that they did to Alex or Nugent or anybody else who's got a pair of balls who'll go on that show, which is they bring them on to ridicule them and launch their attack script at them. Of course, it's nugatory at this point because most of us have woken up, but I digress. You know, they still think it works, and they're just running their old playbook because that's all they have to go on. Shouldn't we just annex Mexico? Let's move this capital. Let's split the United States capital into two segments, just as Minneapolis and St. Paul. We will make one capital in the north, in Minnesota, right in the heart of the country, in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and we will make another capital in Austin, Texas. And we will have two capitals, and from there we will annex Mexico down. We will annex everything down to the canal, and we will do a deal and take it back from the Chinese. So there's no China anymore. It's just an adjunct to the New World Order, of course. But we'll do whatever it takes to not play into the New World Order as a World War III dynamic. But at the same time, we will annex Mexico right down to the canal and basically take it back. And I mean, all of the... We must free South America and Africa. We must free these populations before the New World Order gets to them. It is a destiny our forefathers laid upon our shoulders in 1776 that we have yet to live up to. We were immediately distracted by the Civil War. The CSA was promulgated, or rather the conflict between the North and South was promulgated. By the way, if you point out the fact that every other country on Earth got rid of slavery without a massive civil war that killed more people than any other war in the history of the planet, you're a racist. So let's beat let's beat them to the punch on the North American Union thing. And I just want you to be aware of Benjamin Franklin's characterization of the snake here, the rattlesnake, as being the perfect symbol. Because this Alex Jones is not Yosemite Sam. He is a rattlesnake. The rattlesnake is solitary and associates with her kind only when it is necessary for preservation. In winter, the warmth of a number together will preserve their lives, while singly they would probably perish. I mean, this is a libertarian philosophy in many ways. The power of fascination attributed to her by a generous construction may be understood to mean that those who consider the liberty and blessings which America affords, and once come over to her, never afterwards leave her, but spend their lives with her. You know, this is the countenance that is essentially spat upon today. If you're against, it's just like, look at the EU is the perfect, the UK and EU modality is the perfect lens through which to observe all of this. You're about to have a bunch of Bulgarians bum rush England because it's got the easiest place to get on the dole, and you have companies in England that will not hire Brits. Okay, they're foreign companies that set up shop in the UK, and they won't hire UK citizens. They import labor from wherever they're from. Okay, now the baseline logistics of that shouldn't confuse you. It's very simple to understand. You have people come over, and then they bring over labor that they know. Okay, but the problem is that it's destroying this globalism, open-ended. Because who's the only person powerful at the end of that equation? After that whole system plays itself out, is the spider sitting at the center of the globalized web. That's the only everyone else is complete. They have lost their ability for independence, and they're completely interdependent. So that's what it's like if you're in Britain and you say, I don't want a bunch of Bulgarians moving here tomorrow. You're racist somehow. You're somehow racist. They're white, you're white, but you're racist. It's crazy. And people will quibble over. I don't even believe in the concept of race, really. It's just it's an external characterization that we lay upon a much more complex underlying biological construct. You know, it's like we're laminating bullshit. It's going to be that bad here eventually. And you think it's bad now, where if you even mention the problem of illegal Mexican immigrants undercutting the market, not that there's not 15,000 other things that's wrong with it, but if you even mention that factor, you're bad. It doesn't matter that they're all pluralists. It doesn't matter that they come here and vote for Barack Obama or something like that. It doesn't matter. And you know what you need to understand is, when I say annex Mexico, what I mean is we need to really annex. I mean, we need to get to these people. These people still have some sense of the family. They still have, good values. A lot of them have really good values, but they're also being manipulated and used as a hammer to destroy the Constitution and Bill of Rights. And by annexing them, we can also free them from thousands of years of rule by strongmen. Their own revolutions have been unsuccessful, and they are today, while wealthy, there is incredible income disparity, worse than in the United States. So we basically annex them and we put our foot up the cartel. We end the drug war. Just end the drug war and annex Mexico. I digress. 10 and a half minutes of this bullshit just to try to give you some flavor of Benjamin Franklin. Do you think Benjamin Franklin would be talking shit about Alex Jones and James Yeager right now? Do you think Benjamin Franklin would be talking shit about them and saying, you didn't represent me very well? You think so? The power of fascination attributed to her by a generous construction may be understood to mean that those who consider the liberty and blessings which America affords and once come over to her never afterwards leave her but spend their lives with her. She strongly resembles America in this, that she is beautiful in youth, and her beauty increaseth with her age. Her tongue also is blue and forked as the lightning, and her abode is among impenetrable rocks. But apparently this is just lost on people. The forked lightning tongue. Meaningless. Her eye excelled in brightness. Don't tread on me. I don't know, man. I'm not really objecting to the people who make cogent, well-sourced arguments, obviously. I'm not. I'm just saying that sends the rattling of the tail and the actual physical appearance and threat of the snake's fangs without the rattlesnake's appurtenances well documented and demonstrated to the enemy in real time. We are failing. We are fucking failing in a major, major way. It's that simple. But the ultimate political weapon is the stupid electorate that'll not only vote for their own enslavement, but shout down the James Yeagers of the world and the Alex Joneses. Even though Larry Platt et al. Came along and was fair, and we've been fair and reasonable and cogent for 70 years. And for 70 years, and the NRA has helped, they've helped sign off for us on all of these curtailments, to the point where people are like, well, maybe we should get rid of the Second Amendment. As if it were fucking reasonable. Over 70 years, they've totalitarian tiptoed us up to the fucking edge. And here we are on the edge of the abyss. But don't stare too long, my friends, because when you stare into the abyss stares into you as well, okay? And you better have the kind of depth within you to fucking deal with it. Obviously, James Yeager does. Obviously, Alex Jones does. Some of you, I'm not so sure about. And think about how we're at a point where we're like, James Yeager says that shit, and people are like, oh, is he a Fed? Oh my God, uh-oh. And they're like, Alex Jones, uh-oh, Alex Jones really is a Jesuit Vatican chupacabra from Planet Pop-Tart. The 17th Goblin Fleet Commander from the, 14th Al Ghul moon of Planet Pop-Tart, I love how it's like, you go read it's honestly, people are like, he's a Zionist and an anti-Semite. You got to admire that. That's how you know somebody's good. If within the internets, within the vast scope of data, one is accounted both an anti-Semite and a Zionist. If you're taking flack, you're over the target, sir. Oh my God, he's got a graphic designer working there who was briefly an intern at Stratfor in Texas. Oh my God, that's proof! And then they just do this with their hands. Open and shut. He once hung around Pat Buchanan. He must be Project Mockingbird. I love it, dude. GCN leased a satellite from ABC. He's part of the establishment. It's proof. And then you go to their channel and it's like, every other video is like, UFOs. Did we come from UFOs? Are there UFOs? And it's like, I spent a lot of time in Sedona, so with a grain of salt when I say a bunch of crystal crunching half of faggots who expect a giant rock to lift off because it's a flying saucer. Hang on, let me get back to this. Who am I talking about? Because it just happens to be a certain kind of airy-fairy, floaty. So it's every time. It's the same kind of crunchy, well-meaning, decent people, but it's like the New World Order again. Just uses people's best instincts against them, And you could read my work on exobiology. See, I don't think there is. I think we're alone in the universe. I think the universe is massive, vast, unspeakably vast, chaotic, dangerous. There's no pre-established harmony between us being here and the future of the universe. We could get wiped out tomorrow like that. And, man, we can't even do anything about it because of the New World Order. Because on one hand, people are busy jerking off like there are aliens. And on the other hand, and I don't mean this about the Christians who fight the New World Order or anyone who is religious and also fights the New World Order. I mean about religious people who are like, I'm just going to wait for God to save us from the New World Orders. The rapture's a coming. Etc. On down the line. I could go through each religion and offer you a caricature, but I'm not going to bother to. If you're going to play ball or roll over for the New World Order, you're dead to me. You're just dead to me. Yeager just gave a perfect demonstration why we need more gun restriction. Gun-loving toters is threat to our country. It's not even English anymore when it's that poorly constructed. So he's making some kind of comment about his tattoos. You know, again, people are like, "Oh, he looks like a nut. He's one of these preppers." You know, clearly one of these white Al-Qaedas I've heard so much about on CNN and my other loving shows, where they whisper to me softly like an NPR, and they're like, "Oh, come on, get in the van, sweetie. We've got lots of candy for you." "No, I don't want to. Mommy said no." "Mommy's in the van, sweetie." Right?
"Come get in the van. I got candy. Hi, I got a puppy. I got candy. I got some free health care for you. I'm going to give you some more welfare. I got an Obama phone. Get in the car. We got some shots for you so you don't get sick. Come on. Come on, get in the car. Get in the van." "Yeah, but my mommy says don't." "It's all right, Mommy. Mommy's in the van. Mommy's in the van. Your government, it's nice. Come on. Get in. We wouldn't stage Sandy Hook. No, no. Get on in the van. Get on in. Get on in, sweetie." Van door slams. "Eat the candy." "Well, I want my mommy." "It's okay, eat the candy." And then the tape comes out around the head. And then they tie you up. Tie the 3-year-old up. Oh, yes, that's how it works. Let's go ahead and talk to Alice in Kansas. Alice, you're on the air. Should I talk in an NPR voice? "Hi, Alice. Good to have you on with us on All Things Considered. Welcome."
I mean, oh, this is one of the best arguments for gun control yet, referring to the Yeager video. That guy's not responsible enough to walk into a tattoo parlor, post on YouTube to open his mouth in public. Again, not even a proper sentence. Clearly, he doesn't have the mental capacity to be responsible with a firearm. Yes, thank you for talking down to us. We appreciate that. Yes, clearly, James Yeager does not have the mental capacity to be responsible with a firearm. Right? Like Alex Jones, who's never committed a crime in his fucking life, basically. Well, probably when he was younger or something, but certainly not in his adult life. He's not going to go out and shoot somebody. But he's dangerous. Oh my, he could shoot. Alan Dershowitz is like, oh my god. You know, and Alex Jones does not openly attack Jews, but look at how there's so many, well-known Jews who attack him. Does that fucking tell you idiots anything? No, they don't get it. Because they can't differentiate between... Because they're genuine racists, probably, at some point. And they can't differentiate between Jewish people, the different tribes of, Israel, as it were, and Zionism, But I could introduce you to fucking rabbis who can differentiate, so what the hell's wrong with these idiots? Well, that's just it. They're idiots raised on television. And they're all on the Huffington Post, commenting, apparently. And the NRA is going to capitulate. Mark my words, the NRA will roll over. Mark my words, and then take your money to the Gun Owners of America or some other organization that will actually support your fucking interests. And support shit like Appleseed, We should get Appleseed into every school. Every child, every boy at least, well, I shouldn't say that, that's mean. Every child, especially girls, should learn to shoot a rifle. Marksmanship is one of the most empowering and ennobling things. Yes, it's dangerous. That's the point. It's dangerous. And it teaches you to be responsible or people fucking die. But I like James's point, and obviously none of these people on Huffington Post are ever going to pick up a fucking weapon to defend another human being in their lives. These are the people who will need defending. These are the human beings born in the bubble after World War II, again, engineered. World War I was engineered, and thus created World War II. And then the New World Order put Hitler into power in Germany, and the people were like, yes, because they had been, because of an engineered global economic crisis. World War I and the preceding events engineered a global economic crisis for Europe, basically, for Germany, and they're doing it again, idiots. They have control of the... Go read my work on Global Economic Death Star. They have created a giant holographic Death Star that's basically comprised of hyper transactional and fractional reserve lending, and all these other different, all of the derivatives, all of these different instruments, basically, these financial instruments, these financial systems. We're talking software, algorithms, the hardware, the software, and the methodology. They have a $4 quadrillion economic Death Star, and they use it to manipulate the global economy. And what do they do with it? Well, they crash the global economy on paper. The pigs didn't all die. Everybody's house didn't burn down. There's nothing wrong with the actual real economy. They've got a completely decoupled fucking hologram that they use to manipulate the real economy. Go look at the COMEX. It's a goddamn hologram, idiots. It's 100-to-1, paper to physical. Wake up. Take physical delivery. Buy silver. Crash J.P. Morgan Chase. Giabo, 2013. Max Kaiser. Stacey Herbert. We all love you, Stacey. William Bonsai 7, you're awesome. George Washington, everyone at Zero Hedge, keep up the great work. Back to the Muffington Post. Aw, wasn't that so sweet of this man to personally invite the FBI to do a deeper investigation and possibly even arrest him? See, they're like, yes, goody goody gumdrops, I'm part of the elite. I get to rat out my neighbors so that the SS can come and collect them. I mean, people understand how this shit works, right? You've read your history books and you understand the baseline phenomenology on this shit, right? And how it goes down. And I mean, read your Solzhenitsyn, I'm not going to burn in the camps. I'm not going to burn in the camps. I just watched this video. Wow. Just wow. I can't decide who's nuttier, him or Alex Jones. Alex Jones and James Yeager are like acid tests, and anybody who dislikes them is, you look at them and you're like, the only people I have that are an exception are the awake people who are also gun people and who are like, they have a genuine concern, again, that yes, we're being backed into a corner, yes, Alex Jones marched into a trap or whatever, and they're using this to make the argument, and that all that we've done, all that James and Alex have done is to help the enemy make that argument. But the reality is that we should have been shouting this whole time. I said this like 3 times already. I never make this point. We've been shouting we haven't been shouting this whole time. We've been capitulating this whole time. And either we start shouting now, or we'll be screaming later. Because they're going to do it anyway. Folks, wake the fuck up. They're going to do it anyway. And if the NRA isn't going to roll over on us today, they'll roll over tomorrow when they stage some other shit. They'll fucking shoot up a busload of nuns or some fucking thing, right? And it'll be, oh my god, some guy will kill a bunch of nuns with a fucking a water weasel, and they'll impose a tax on water. Total control. This guy needs a visit. They love it. They can't wait. They can't wait to disarm everybody so that they can watch you get lined up and shot in the back of the head. They love it. They're total, just statist freaks. Just all kinds of nastiness. I can't even go through some of these. Oh, here's a great one. Nick127. I think I recognize this guy's... So the FBI question, 2 old Black Panther Party members standing outside of a polling place. But this guy makes threats to kill people and gets an interview on cable news, as if people had not just called for the murdering of the head of the NRA and all this other stuff. That's all okay. That's one of the big points here was, it's okay for the left basically to say let's murder these people. But if they say they actually are referring to specific people. Let's murder the head of the NRA. Let's kill Alex Jones. James Yeager just made a general threat about if there is tyranny, people need to start dying, and that is what the founders fucking said. That's the whole point of America. That's the whole concept of America. I'm sorry if you can't get that, and you have a vagina or whatever. You know what I mean? I know some women who could kick my ass. Ladies, don't take that the wrong way. You know what I'm trying to say. So much for background checks, somebody says. These people have no idea who James Yeager is. I love it. They have no idea who he is. Like, they're just like, oh, look, he's some nut. I love it. Oh my god. But this guy's like, so the FBI questioned 2 old Black Panther Party members standing outside of a polling place, blah, blah, blah. You know, later, and then, oh, but they won't question this guy? Oh, yeah, later you have Black Panther Party members, you know, kill white people. But again, they didn't call for the specific killing of individuals, you know. In this case, the left is like the people who link to the HuffPo, and then the HuffPo links to, like, you know, Southern Poverty Law Center, so it's a big circle jerk. It's a big cannibalistic circle jerk full of fucking morons. And he's trying to make the argument that, oh, look at, you know, discrimination against minorities, and well, they investigate us, but oh yeah, but then, you know, they can literally call for killing the head of the NRA or Alex Jones. No big deal. Nothing. James Yeager makes just an open-ended statement about, and basically, he didn't threaten anybody. In fact, he basically just stated as a logical equation what is implicit in the Constitution and Bill of Rights regarding tyranny. That's all James Yeager did. He didn't threaten to kill anybody. Are you fucking people morons? Well, then again, that's a rhetorical question. Of course they are. But he's sitting there trying to make the argument that, you know, oh, it's unfair, man. You know, see, these guys are part of the system, man. No, we're not part of the system, you jackass. You're part of the system because you're like a little magic fairy weasel who waits to, you know, lap up the salty leavings of your New World Order paymasters, and you don't even. The worst part, as Paisy Duez, who I guess has had a row with Alex Jones, obviously over, you know, Zai, because I don't know why Paisy can't figure this out, but anyway, as Paisy Duez says, they serve the New World Order agenda unknowingly. Dummies. Yeah, I mean, that's what blows me away. People have no idea who the fuck James Yeager is. It's just nice tats and sidearm. Oh, these lefties, I love them. Or not lefties. Again, when I say lefty, you know what I mean. Robert Weissman, HuffPost super user, 213 fans. Why do all the gun advocates seem nuts? Not a straw man, of course. HuffPost community moderator S-Man, 1,706 fans. Because they are. So we're fair. We're the fair people. You're the bad people, and we're the fair people. We're good, you're bad. And just total prejudice. Like that little exchange, a little tete-a-tete, is the equivalent of saying I should pin a gold gun on my chest and get on the fucking trains. These are the... We ask ourselves, how was Hitler democratically elected? Well, if you destroy a country's, if you create a global economic crisis and you destroy a country's economy and make them desperate enough, and then you wheel in a charismatic strongman, you know, shit's gonna go down. You put up a fucking, give away free hot dogs and put up an inflated gorilla, and shit's gonna go down.
Look at them. They're like crazy boat people. I love it.
Give away free hot dogs and put up an inflatable gorilla. Shit's gonna go down.
Feel exactly like I did before I landed on Iwo Jima. I swear to God, there's no difference at all.
Attaboy, Teddy. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Sell these bastard cars! Sell the metal! 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 Ah! Ah! Welcome to Selleck Motors. Let's get you in a car.
Stranger in the black sedan, won't you hop inside my car? Got pictures, got candy, I'm a lovable man. Take it to the nearest star. I'm your vehicle, baby. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. I'm your vehicle, woman.
Here is Fox News' post. Anyway, no, back to the tete-a-tete before I move on. That little tete-a-tete is essentially the equivalent of Nazi Germany. In other words, and this is what this is their argument, and this is the argument of 9/11. Round up anybody with a John Deere hat. But to get people to a point where they would say round up everybody with a John Deere hat, they first had to blow up some buildings and say round up everybody who's a brown person, and then later on they would say, well, actually, don't round up everybody with a brown person, and we can't do that, and now we need to put our hands down your pants at the airport because some 70-year-old grandmother from fucking Idaho might have a bomb down her pants because she's linked up with the jihadis. I mean, it's dog training. You can't have sovereign, free, armed people stomping around on the North American continent and a New World Order. These are mutually contradictory concepts. I mean, it simply can't be done. It simply can't be done. And maybe that's just the coffee talking. Maybe. But I doubt it. There's a certain veracity to my logic. Here is Fox News' poster child for mental health problems. Again, Soviet Union, you're crazy, we're taking your guns. You're not part of the family, as Rahm Emanuel says. It's okay for my father to be an Irgun terrorist who blows up hotels full of innocent people, but we're taking your gun away because you don't agree with that the Soviet Commissar is God incarnate. You understand? And we have a DSM and a bunch of guys in white lab coats who are going to agree, and we have a public who's going to agree and pretend to be fair. And because they pretend to be fair, and other people believe that they're fair, and most people are stupid, we're going to get away with it.
How much time we got?
Yesterday, for further consultations with his government, he returned to the Vienna. This is Ed Fletcher in Vienna.
Take two, Q Howard.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
He is one guy that has both weapons and obvious dissociative issues. Obviously. Oh, obviously. Yes. Let me stroke my beard. Yes. Imagine I'm smoking a pipe. Indeed. He is screaming for someone to institutionalize him or put him away for life. Any problems with that, NRA? Again, NRA, gatekeeper organization, not really serving our interests. So it's just a bunch of jerk-off foreground analysis retardation. Summer 77, 1041 fans replies to the aforementioned poster, Winter Dragon. I used to like Dungeons and Dragons, but the community is full of retards. There's two kinds of people. There's neckbeards who know how to shoot a gun, and there's neckbeards who don't know how to shoot a gun. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe if you're a hillbilly like me, maybe you'll... Never mind. Anyway, I think we have more nuts in the streets than we originally thought. Oh my gosh, Summer. I totally agree. I mean, it's like totally. I mean, oh my God, they're like all crazy. They don't want to sit around and talk on the cell phone and go shopping. So, they study history and have the temerity to arm themselves and defend idiots like me who just want to hop around in the shade created by their Overwatch. I'm just going to sit here and I don't care that guys like James Yeager make this country free. I'm just going to talk shit about him. And I have 1,000 other little fucking idiots who will agree with me, so I feel very good about myself. And the television agreed with me too. So yes. Other comments not worth making. Don't we have laws regarding this type of behavior? Imagine the world that these people are going to create. Imagine the Stasi SS police state these people are. We're already living in a time when you can't say anything anymore. But the kind of world these people are going to create is literally a 1984 Orwellian society where the dictionary gets a few hundred pages smaller every year. You understand what I'm saying? And it's already obvious. It's already apparent. People are stupid as shit. As Nietzsche said back in 1780 or whatever, he's like, a generation more of readers and it will ruin writing itself, and here we are in 2013 and people have, there's more books written now than ever, and it's all by idiots like these, and they all are like, oh yes, that's a wonderful book, and they don't actually buy each other's books and don't even read them. It's just this total sterile, Roman orgy sort of thing going on. I can't even read these comments. They're just, it is pure unadulterated eye poison. If I weren't so strong in my heart, it would poison my soul just to read these comments. You know what I mean? And that's what these people do. They slurk around and they slink around and they sashay around. Like, they slurk around like serpents and they sashay around like experts. And they're just looking down their nose at everyone. Mental health issues. This video is a good example of a person that should not have a gun or a rifle. Never mind the fact that he's probably saved, many people's lives with his fucking valor and performance in battle. In fact, many people in here are like, who is this guy? And, there was one, I can't find it, but there was one who was like, if he ever is in a battle, I bet him and guys like him would turn tail and run. I mean, even though, 2 minutes and a cursory Google search could tell you enough about James Yeager to realize that that's an absurd comment. These people are not interested in facts. They're not interested in empirical data. They're interested in masturbating to their ideologies. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh wow, that's a great one. If a drone, Craig Asia, 1,200 fans. If a drone strikes down a drone in Tennessee, would anyone care? Do you see what we're dealing with here? Is it starting to fucking sink into you what exactly is going on here? I hope so. I hope you're paying attention. Because, again, what is my central thesis? My central thesis is North Americans the last armed, somewhat free people on Earth that can oppose the New World Order, so we have to be disarmed, and they're pushing for that right now. And you can see it. I'm not going to start quoting Gundam Wing, but don't drone me, bro. One guy, William Brock, I think building a homemade drone is an interesting idea. The guy's nothing more than a terrorist. White Al-Qaeda, in the best sense of the world. In the best sense of the word. 500 fans. This is what I'm talking. This is perfect. This is a perfect guy. I think building a homemade drone is an interesting idea. In other words, suggesting that somebody kill James Yeager with a homemade drone. In the very article where people are objecting, I mean, you can see the naked hypocrisy of it. He says, this guy is nothing more than a terrorist in the best sense of the word. In other words, I've been watching CNN and MSNBC so long that I really do believe that there are white Al-Qaedas out there hiding under every table. These people will send us to the fucking gas chamber, and they'll be happy to do, or the ovens, and they'll be happy to do it. They're the German people in 1930, whose economy has been ruined, whose culture has been ruined, and they've been put into a position where they feel good about their total hypocrisy. And they don't even care that they're going to shove into the oven the only people left standing between them and total fucking New World Order rape bedlam, it's like God is doing, there's a God and he's doing something. He's trying to prove a point. He's threatened others with death by gun. Another functional illiterate in a red state with access to guns and the internet. This should end well. That was one of the best arguments I ever read, that one. They all agree with each other. There's like not one comment on here that's like, you people are idiots. Because it got pulled probably. Yes, the police should investigate James Yeager. God damn, these people are fucking retarded. Let me guess, he claims to be a God-fearing Christian too? I bet you 90% of these people are, atheists, basically. What the fuck, atheists, you bunch of morons? You don't even realize that you're basically... See, I was an atheist for a while and quickly became a quantum dualist, and I was an agnostic later and then became a quantum dualist, and to me, the idea that there isn't a unified field underlying existence and that everything is energy vibrating, I mean, it has to be something like that, and everything's connected, so refuting the concept of deity on some level just seems problematic to me, especially since we're on a ball of mud hurtling through space, and we're looking at every bit of data we have, every bit of physics data, empirical data we have on the universe around us is like through a pinhole, through a glass darkly, to quote the Bible. In refutation of atheists' attack on, the doctrines of Christianity. I mean, I'm not going to go into that, but it's just sad that there's all these atheists serving the New World Order, but then it makes perfect sense because the atheists think they're just rebelling against Christianity largely, and that they're making sense. And, okay. And, they don't realize that they're playing into the hands of the one world religion movement, the theosophical Project Bluebeam one world religion thing. They don't, so it's not really their fault, but at the same time, they're playing right into the enemy's hands. I won't even go on reading these. It's just everything, they're all the same anyway. I've said it, I'll end with this one. Da fuck we say is his name, spelled in D-A-F-U-Q E-W-E-S-Y E-S-A-Y. I'm starting a little tired. It's been a long week. I've said it before. If this dude woke up one morning and found a platoon of Uncle Sam's finest on his front door, he'd gladly give up his guns. James Yeager is what he's talking about. And have his wife make them coffee. Talk is cheap, but Uncle Sam don't play. See, they love it. These people grew up playing video games and they've never been in combat, and they're like, yeah, I'm part of Mission Impossible. I work for the government, and I love that little video that Alex made. Al Qaeda under every table. Dun 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You understand the psychology of these individuals, but they think they're part of the system, right? And so they celebrate the viciousness of the system because they think somehow they're getting some kind of personal victory out of it. It's sick. Let's just say it. It's fucking sick and evil, and it's very clear that these people are the aggressors and that we're just trying to defend ourselves. I mean, even when we say... I think this was great about James Yeager. James Yeager came out and made himself a human Gadsden flag, and we should all fucking bro up, dude. I mean... It's same with Alex. That shit needed to be said. If we don't start shouting now, we haven't been shouting for 70 years and it's got us here. It's got the world here. And we're the last free people armed who were able to oppose the New World Order. And if we don't start shouting now, folks, if we don't start raising our voices now, if we don't get up right now and say, I'm as mad as hell, I'm a human being, goddammit, I'm not going to take this anymore. If we don't start shouting now, we will be screaming later. You know I'm right. Tennessee, yep, says it all. It's okay. It's okay to be racist and to hate people as long as you hate white people or poor people or fat southerners or someone in a trailer park. Then it's okay. It's not okay to hate anybody else, but if you hate because Western man has to be destroyed. It's very simple. It's not very hard to figure this out, really. Somebody actually said that. Tennessee, yep, says it all. And all of these people would not even have the freedom to say all of this if it weren't for gun-toting Americans. Everyone in Europe would be speaking German. Not to, again, when I say World War II is engineered, who's running Germany, or who's running Europe right now? It's Germany. Psst. See if you can figure this out, morons. You should be able to figure it out from something like that, but most people still can't, even though it should be obvious how the game works. And they had to destroy the German people in order to turn them into the corpse prince of Europe. Like, you've trumped Alex Jones as being the strongest argument in favor of strict gun control. Why don't you all move out of the United States to some place where they're disarmed and they enjoy it? Because here's the thing. The world would not be stable, and these people wouldn't be able to even make these arguments if it weren't for gun-toting Americans. Everyone in Europe would be speaking German right now if it weren't for gun-toting Americans. I mean, the idiocy of it, the complete idiocy of it is, I don't know why I'm laughing, because it's not funny. I mean, it's very serious. We should be very worried that you can't be an American or a man anymore. We should be very worried about that. And we should be very worried that there's lots of well-intentioned idiots out there, good jobs, families, voters who go on Huffington Post and write this stuff and feel good about it. They feel it's not just that they're wrong and arrogant and, really douchebaggy about it, and that they're totally serving tyranny, and that they wouldn't even be able to say these things if it weren't for guys like James Yeager. And it's not just that, it's that none of this would even be possible on some level, I don't think, if it weren't for gun-toting guys like James Yeager. In this, I love this. I'm going to leave it with this. Or maybe I'll go into something else, but Kid Faco, Phaco, 370 fans. What is becoming increasingly clear is that there are a lot of mentally ill people with guns! Exclamation mark. I've always felt that the moment a person chooses violence as a solution to life circumstances, something done irrespective of whether or not one has a gun, look at, again, the number of people clubbed to death. You're going to ban all blunt objects? Just coat the planet in 3 inches of Nerf, you fucking morons. Get it over with. It'll be a huge contract for Nerf, or whoever, I don't know who the parent company is, but it is that exact moment when that person has given up on his or her ability to find a reasonable and rational solution. There is no reasonable and rational solution to tyranny. You fucking amoebas grown in a tank that wouldn't exist without men with guns. What? We've failed because we've created a situation where people like this are allowed to just openly question the mores of the people who created the situation that allowed them to ask these questions in the first place. I mean, at some point you have to really marvel at the failings of man in this regard. How pathetic we are. I don't know. Back to, again, something that constantly comes up. James Yeager must have a tiny penis. Anybody with a gun has a small dick, I mean, it's just, you could say whatever you want about gun owners. You could say whatever you want. You could say the most racist, mean, fucked up, antagonist shit that you want. You can even say you want to kill us, and name us by name and say we want to kill you, Alex Jones. But if we say we want to kill somebody, then it's like, oh my god! What? What the hell? This man, back to this guy's comment, Kid Faco, this man is so profoundly insecure in his own ability that he's already chosen to assault those seeking to find that rational solution. Seeking to find that rational solution. A rational solution like overturning the Second Amendment. I mean, these people, their sense of history comes from Hearst Media and the Discovery Channel and, whoever publishes the textbooks. And the whole point, the reason I hit on this guy's, again, let's go to the first sentence. What is becoming increasingly clear is that there are a lot of mentally ill people with guns. James Yeager's mentally ill for merely stating what is implicit within the Constitution and Bill of Rights itself vis-a-vis tyranny. Just stating it openly and in no uncertain terms. And this guy's like, that is mental illness, very Soviet, and basically saying that he should not have guns. And the funny part is that this guy's icon is a picture of Martin Luther King. Now, some of you may or may not be familiar with Martin Luther King and his guns, but I love the way, I'm sure if I went and looked for it, and somebody could probably do this as a sort of fun experiment, I bet if you go and look, you'll find an article on the Huffington Post somewhere spinning Martin Luther King being, a gun owner, But like, it's a perfect example of these discombobulated fucking morons who are just, again, they're just discombobulated is the perfect word. I mean, they're self-destructive, all of their instincts and their hierarchy of drives are clashing, and their drives are fighting with each other. They don't know what they want, but they know they want us dead. They know they want us, and they know they want us disarmed so that they can make us dead more easily. It's unbelievable. The people, and then they have the temerity to use phrases like, rational solution. What we need is a rational solution. A rational solution like disarming people and throwing them into camps. Or droning them, right? Or we should just get a gun and pop them. Rational solutions like that. And then they turn it around and they make that same argument against us. And say shit like, the sad part is that he believes he is the rational solution. James Yeager is the rational solution. That's what the founding fathers did. That is the rational solution. You cannot bargain with tyranny. And none of these people gets that. None of these idiots gets that. And they think, again, Gothian idiots. As Goethe said, none are so enslaved as those who mistakenly think themselves to be free. These idiots think they're free because they've got an iPhone and Dancing with the Stars is on. And, they're comfortable for now. But then these idiots would probably be comfortable in the Borg beehive. You could shove these idiots into a 3x5 cell and give them a television and 3 squares a day, and they'd be fucking happy as pigs in shit. Oh no, it's very simple. They'll implement mental health exams. And if you have a gun, you'll have to go in for a fucking mental health test. And question number 1 on the mental health test will be, do you want to fucking bow down and worship the New World Order? Yes or no? And if you say no, you'll be collected in a van and brought to a FEMA camp. Right? And then these idiots, the Huffington Post users and the people who watch Comedy Central to get their news will be like, yay!
Yeah, probably a good reason you're not selling.
What are you talking about?
Zuha, let's face it, you've got husky kids. I know it, you know it, and every Chuck E. Cheese in a 50-mile radius knows it. You know who doesn't need to know it? The customer.
I don't understand.
Look, you put up a picture of skinny kids. Customer thinks, oh my lord, this guy needs the commission. He's got to feed those hungry mouths.
Oh, okay, I get it, Should I take down the picture of my wife?
No, that's your closer. That kids, customer hates you. That wife, customer pities you. Shit, Zuha, that's the best fat wife I've seen in 4 or 5 years. Can I have a copy of it?
Right over there at Selleck Motors, I thought you might want to take a look.
Jesus, Ben, looks like a refugee camp for dirty men.
Looks like the bus station in Total Recall.
Now, let's hit the Hacienda Courts, or as I like to call it, home.
I mean, I paid for it. It'd be disrespectful not to masturbate.
All right, let's keep this anonymous. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Don't even think. Oh, you looked at me.
Yeah, Dawson's Creek. James Vanderbeek, my nigga.
Hey guys, a couple of guys came in here earlier looking for Vanessa, and I got a little bit of bad news for you. Vanessa is dead. Here's Radio Moscow. Hey guys, get those food orders in quickly, because in 25 minutes the kitchen is rented out for a porno shoot. Are you disgusted? I am.
Book the DJ.
All right, we're gonna be selling some cars today. And tomorrow, you know who we got coming in? I do. American Idol's very own Bo Bice. His brother is coming down. Yes, Eric Bice will be right here, rocking the stage.
Hey, DJ, this place is about to pop. Why don't you throw on some Charlie Daniels?
Good call.
Nobody tells DJ Request what to play. Let them tell you what to play, they lose respect for you. They lose respect for you, you lose control. Not today.
All right.
Hey! Can you bring the mood up? Yeah, play something good. Like YMCA by the Village People.
You read my mind.
Just out of curiosity, what time do you get down from there?
Every day they will test you. Every day they will push you to the brink. You must fight them, DJ. Fight them.
It's about 20 minutes on the downside of 9 o'clock here at Select Motors. I hope you're curled up with your best girl, making music together between the sheets. Or maybe you had a lover's quarrel.
Look at this. You know, everyone's gone, so you can shut it down. Thank you.
Looks like that's gonna do it for me. Good night, sweet Temecula. May all your loves be tender.
Seriously, shut it the fuck down.
Thank you.
See, I don't do what I'm told. I'm what's called contrarian, all right? I hate you gonna turn the lights off on me like that's gonna scare me? I don't give a fuck. I'm homeless, motherfucker.
Oh, Hamlet, 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 Hamlet. The vampire army has taken the city.
We must check the castle tower and make sure that no vampire have gotten into our home base.
Oh my God, Hamlet! I just saw a fucking vampire! It bit me right in the neck! Oh no! Save yourself, Hamlet!
fine to play 5 minutes. And you shut the fuck up.
That's it. I'm gonna do what I should have done a long time ago.
John, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna beat him to death with this hammer.
What? John! John! Oh, what are you doing, Skinny?